Vista, California. I like to travel by car. Take the off-the-beaten-path route, the road less traveled, the long route. I selected a route over the Sierra Nevada mountains, coming back from a business event in Northern California and heading back to my office in LA. The plan was to stay at Lake Isabella for the evening. This path wasn't the fastest, but business travel does not have to be fast. It was January, but part of the trip was still lush and green as I made my way across the valleys of Central California. The weather was nice. There were many interesting rocks in the pastures. It was irresistible not to stop sometimes to take a few photos. But the vegetation changed as I gained altitude, and the temperature got markedly cooler too, high in the mountains. A lot of the land higher up is used for pastures and the ranches. These are large tracts of land where the cattle seem to roam for days. When I pulled over, the cattle weren't in sight at first, but I could hear the distant ringing of a cowbell. And so I just sat there and waited for 15, 20 minutes. I was lucky to be right on the path where the cows were crossing, and they thought I was quite the oddity, standing on the other side of the fence watching. Not too far away was an old cemetery, and I like to stop at those places too, simultaneously paying my respects to those that have passed a long time ago, and their graves haven't been visited probably in a long time, and hoping maybe to catch a photo of a ghost or something abnormal, paranormal, but not on this trip. Then making my way through the Sierra National Forest, higher in the mountains, where I finally found freezing temperatures and snow. This felt like more January that I'm used to on the East Coast in the Mid-Atlantic, where it's really cold in January. The view here in the Sierra Nevadas goes on for miles. Stunning. And surprised that this area is so undeveloped in its pristine beauty. It would be another hour of slowly switching back and forth across the mountain as I lowered elevation towards Lake Isabella. It's such a fantastic drive, really. I love these views, and it's worth the extra hours off the beaten path. These old houses and homesteads. Some people haven't lived in these places for years, but it makes me think of who passed here before, who lived here, who died here, who never left here. Born and raised, as they say. I made my way to my Lake Isabella accommodations for the evening. Nothing fancy here, but that's okay. I would wake up soon anyway and find the local diner to enjoy breakfast. Taking the town a bit, gassing up my truck, and of course stopping at Lake Isabella itself to take more than a few photos. It's my belief you really can't have enough beautiful photos, frankly. But sadly it's time to leave, and eventually I have to get back on the road and make my way down the rest of the mountain towards LA. Business travel is the best when you stumble upon new locations.